Your Filipina only wants to have a relationship with you after you met her in person? Well, that's our story for today. I met a Filipina back in September 1st and have been in love with her, and she knows it. She's been teaching me Tagalog and testing me, but she wants to have a relationship, but only when we met in person. I'm super cool with that because I want to go to the Philippines to meet her, but she wants to move to America after she graduates college. We talked about getting married and everything. She's definitely the one for me and I for her. And she knows how strong my feelings are for her. I will wait for her. Well, this is actually this person messaged me before, so shout out to everyone who would be commenting from like before. I'm sorry, we've been I wasn't able to attend to all of those because like I said, I've been more on active on TikTok, but now that we decided to be more active on this channel, on our YouTube channel, so everyone like foreigners could also understand, instead of me speaking in Tagalog, we will try to talk in English every time that we do the video now, especially now that we are together. So he also said before that is like they met on like September, right? So he was like the one who asked also about how questions, like this is from like 6 months ago. So sorry for the extreme delay. I just want you to know that, whenever I couldn't like reply to them, I would just took a screenshot and have that in mind. Keep that in mind so I could reply as soon as I can. So sorry for the extreme delay, but here it is. Questions. How did you know she was your soulmate? And what would I have to do to win Filipina over? I like this girl and she warms my heart every time I see her. We are friends now, but I have spilled my heart out to her. I need some serious advice. Well, that is like 6 months ago. So you've talked to her for like September, right? So it's been like 7 months, and I am glad that you two are still talking to each other. Here's the thing about soulmate. I think at times whenever like mostly Filipino would like ask me that, hey, big sister, how would I know that he is the one? It's like, more than anyone else, I believe it's like the person, it's you that could tell that, oh, this person is for me. Because this is a story about how I felt when I first talked to him in a video call. When I saw him in a video call, as like, lame as it may seem, or it's kind of like, but it's how it is in like the movies. Like everything stopped. I couldn't hear anything. He was like there and like the video chat talking to me. I understood English. But that moment, I feel like I couldn't understand anything that he says. I knew he was there on like the video call talking to me, but my heart is just like, beating so fast. I could only hear my heartbeat, and he was like talking there. But that moment, and every time I would say we are both Christian, and every time I would say that moment, I thought to myself, Lord God, please give me this man. Please give me this man. I didn't even know why I told that, but something in me, something in my heart told me that this person would make a great impact in my life. He would be a part of my life. I don't know how that would transcend, but here we are now after, 4.5 years of being in an LDR relationship. Now we are like 5 years, more than 5 years that we know each other, and we are like together now. So if you're in that situation, I think, well, more than asking if this is like my soulmate, just just ride along. If you are getting to know each other, just like learn about each other more, because like every day, if that person is truly for you, your heart would really speak that. It's like, I feel like every time it's just my heart and his heart that would connect and would speak to each other. So regardless, especially before, regardless of how people would say, oh, long distance relationship won't work, or this is like the pandemic time, you wouldn't see each other, this will be like the end of the world, something like that. But well, we made it, so I hope you guys made it too. So now, to your question, why she only wanted to have like a official relationship when you met her. You know what? you are lucky to found a girl like this, because most of the time, especially now that the demand, like, most Filipina, there have been like, like kind of this thought of, oh, I need to go to like the dating site to find a foreigner that could give me a better life. So even those who are young, they don't really think about, I need to finish my education, I need to make, like, I need to, like, I need to make like something for myself first before I even go to a relationship, before I even think about getting married. Because for some, why would I need to, like, be going all through this when I could just like skip it and marry someone from like a rich country and live a good life? So she is one of a kind, and you are lucky to have found her. So keep her, like, I hope like it goes like well, and I hope you meet each other soon. If she's still like, she is still in college, so maybe ask, I'm not really sure now when is like the semestral break, but I hope you visit her when she doesn't have, like, there's like break from school, and you visit her, you meet her parents, you see, like, the most, like, the best thing to know her is to know her family. The dynamics in her family would speak so much about her. And so it's like, maybe the reason why she doesn't want to be, she only wants to be in a relationship with you after you meet her, is because it's like, because most foreigners, we are not really sure if we are just like, it's just us that you are speaking to. What if you have like someone on the side? So we are guarding our hearts, we are guarding our hopes, so I think that speaks to her also, that's true for her, that, like, we'll just think about making it official or having a relationship right after we meet each other. I guess you have this talk about, like, once we see each other in person, tell me if you like me, or tell me, like, the things that, like, you don't really like about me, and be honest about it, and so I could be honest about you too. Like, no, like, no holding you from just because you would see me in person, just because you would book a flight to meet me, and that you were obliged to be in a relationship with me. Maybe she is thinking that what if once we met each other in person, I wouldn't like him, or he wouldn't like me, or we won't like jive, because it's like, chemistry is everything. It's different when you are talking to someone online, and it would be, of course, different if it's like, in person. And some just have like this, like, there would be like this stories from like the Filipina, oh, we are so like, we are like that when we are talking in online, but when we met each other, there's no spark. It's like, I don't really like him. Or it's like, at times it's like the guy who would say, it's different when I met her in person. So maybe she is like that, she doesn't want to, like, she is just like, holding on, and just like, just thinking, okay, let's cross the bridge when we get there, once we met each other. And if we think, and if we both think that we are, we are ready to take the next level, then okay, then that's that. Like, it is like better to be seeing each other in person. So now that you are still in a long distance, communication, like, the more you get to know each other, it would come naturally. So I hope everything works fine with you, and you are lucky to have met a Filipina, because it's not every day that you would find someone that would prioritize her education. I would always tell this every time on my live, especially on TikTok, that hey, if you're a Filipina and you're young, please, like, like, if your parents is supporting you, like, just finish your school first before thinking about like marrying someone, a foreigner. Because it's like, like what my parents would tell me, we are not rich, but the only wealth we could give you is your education, and your education would help you go to places, which is true. Up to this day, I believe that's that, and I'm thankful for my parents for, like, just providing for me and my siblings to be able to get the education that we we could like use to like live. So now I'm here in America, and learning English it's hard. It's like especially in the Philippines where you don't really like, you would feel like it's not comfortable for us to be speaking in English in our own country because like the worry of being judged with the wrong grammar, wrong pronunciation. But here, now that I am here in the US, I feel like like everyone here would just like talk to me, and they seem to understand. So I guess it's like our education is okay also. But anyways, like I hope everything works well with you and your Filipina. So good luck, and if you had your first meet, I hope you made a comment, and just wishing all the best for you. Do you have something to say about it?
I have a lot to say about it.
What is?
Okay, so if I hear you correctly, the reason she has given for not wanting to be in a relationship is she wants to finish her education. Is that correct?
She wants to like because they are like saying she wanted like she is thinking about the possibility of them getting married and going to like the US, but she just want first, they are not in an official boyfriend girlfriend relationship.
I understand that. Sure. Okay.
She doesn't.
I don't need just short answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So
Okay.
has she officially said that is the reason she does not want to be in a relationship, that she wants to finish her education?
Kinda.
Okay, that is the first point. Ask her specifically why she does not want to be in a relationship. Don't speculate. Open the lines of communication. Understand specifically why she does not want to be in a relationship. And one thing, I'll be honest with you, one thing when I was dating American women was hard for me to do is to mirror their actions. And I've told this to a lot of Filipino women on the other side, mirror the action of the ones you're talking to. If they don't want to be in a relationship, don't show yourself to be too needy. If they want, I don't know what the girl's doing. I don't know anything about this situation. I'm just saying, don't ignore red flags. Do not ignore red flags. If you get a gut feeling, that feeling is there for a reason. Do not ignore that. If your significant other, whether they be a Filipino or an American guy or whatever, if they're dating other people, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you want to be in a relationship, then you examine your heart and see if that is what you want to do. Do not, in other words, when Grace was talking, I was thinking about ballroom dancing. It's very difficult for you to do the waltz when somebody else is doing the tango. Both of you has to be dancing the same dance here. And I was just lucky and blessed enough that I found a lady that she was dancing the same dance I was. We're pretty much on the page. I would take a step, she would take a step. She would take a step, I would take a step. We were pretty much on the same page. We were mirroring each other's actions. Both of us knew, just to walk you through briefly, both of us knew when we first started communicating with each other, I want to see where this goes. Let's find out, let's take the next step. And then we said, okay, this is getting kind of serious. I want to be exclusive. And so then we were exclusive, we wasn't talking to anybody else or whatever. And so, okay, I think I love this person. Okay. And then, okay, I want to see where this goes because I really think I want to marry this person. Then I come and visit her. We get engaged. And it's just, don't, in other words, don't do something when you don't make a move when they're not mirroring the same action. Don't dance a tango when they're dancing on walls, or vice versa. You kind of have to mirror their actions. You have to communicate with each other. Communication is key. And what Grace said, it's very, very vitally important that you put God in the center of your relationship. Don't play church and just go to church and check a box, and okay, I've done God for the week. You need to have a consistent prayer life, a consistent Bible study, because God hears those thoughts and actions that you don't hear. God hears the conversations that you don't hear. God knows the hearts that you may not understand, that you don't perceive yet. So God will lead you in the right direction. So you have to put God in the center of your actions and trust Him to lead you in the right direction. I'm not going to say this is or is not the right girl for you. I'm not going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But God knows.
Yeah.
God knows. So you have to put God in the center of your relationship. And you have to be equally matched as far as your religion goes. Not just Christian, but a lot of times in the past, relationships have fallen because one is a Catholic, one's a Church of Christ, one of them's a Protestant, and one of them is not. One of them's a Baptist, and one of them's this. You have to be equally matched religious-wise also. I'm just lucky that Grace and I, we're on the same page as far as religion goes. We approach God in the same way. Of course, God deals with us individually as an individual, but still, as far as our relationship and our religious, spiritual life, we're on the same page. So that being said, let's see, there was something else I was going to say also. There also, I don't even know if Grace even knows this or not. There were certain tests that I did when we were dating. I threw it out there, and I just floated the idea that, well, what if you didn't come and live in the United States, but I retired and lived in the Philippines? She was cool with that. Mm-hmm. So that told me that she was interested in me and not just becoming an American. Mm-hmm. And you would not believe the amount, and this is not a slam on Filipinas. I realize you have the whole gambit just like you do here in America. There's a number of Filipinos that just wants to be an American, and it doesn't matter what ticket they get, what ride they get, they're going to ride that to America. So you have to enter into a relationship and make sure that your partner on both ways, foreigner and Filipina, are coming into the relationship because they want to be in a relationship with that person, and you're not just a ticket to America. That's important. I think you probably covered that a number in a number of your videos, correct?
Yeah.
And another thing that really, really impressed me about Grace, I didn't even have to even bring this up or whatever. I've mentioned this in other videos. We had been dating about 1.5 years before I ever helped her financially. She never asked me to begin with for money. Never. I could tell after 1.5 years we had been talking, we got to know each other, and I could just tell something was off. Something was really bothering her. I asked her, and I had to get kind of firm with her before she ever told me what was bothering her. She was having a financial struggle there, and so I helped her out. And for me, that was huge, because one, we had been talking for 1.5 years. She had never even mentioned anything about me helping them with money. 2, I had to force her. I had to get firm with her, but to get her to tell me what was bothering her about the money. Even after she told me, she did not ask me to help her with that. I volunteered it because I was sure that at that point, after 1.5 years, and she had never even mentioned money or anything, she was interested in me. Whether it be in the Philippines or Asia or America, whatever, she wouldn't want to be in a relationship with me, not in a relationship with America or American money. That's huge. So anyway, just to put this all in a nutshell, mirror your partner's actions. Mm-hmm. Make God the center of your relationship. Be equally matched as far as your religion goes. Don't ignore the gut feelings, because they're in your gut for a reason. They're telling you this is red flag for a reason. Don't ignore that. Was there anything else I missed?
Nothing.
I think that's pretty much the nutshell. So I hope that helps. And think about it. Communicate. Communicate with your partner. Why do you want to wait until I get there before we're in a relationship? Is she talking to multiple guys? Marry her. Anyway, thanks. I hope that helps. God bless.
Oh, that's like a good point. It could be like that also. It's like, because like, it's like for me, I see her, it's like, I always have like, huge respect for people who would like want to stand on their own, and like, someone who wants, like, because this Filipina is like prioritizing the study, and they are like, she is open with like, the thought of marrying him, going to America. But of course, like everyone else, because like, like me for example, like, I would be thinking that, hey, once I get there, it's like, you told me before that like, it's okay to not work, but it's always best to have like a good education to back you up, like, so you could work anywhere and make a living, like, and help with the finances, like, it's always good to have something here, because this could always fade, but whenever you have like, the skills that you have, the education that you have, like no one could take that away from you. So I respect those people who, regardless at times hardships of life, they still want to finish like school. And like on her part, she wanted to finish college first before, like, being married, because I think, like anyone could do marriage. Like, some of those, like, they just, oh, I don't want to be going to all this like schools, and like, why would I be going to all this like hardship of like, that trying to study, review and all that, when there is like this person, this is like my ticket for a good life. So you are lucky to be meeting someone who doesn't see you as her ticket to good life, because she knows she could make it on her own, and having you for a life partner is just an addition to her. So, but the point about like, maybe like the reason why there's no like official yet is because maybe she's like, trying to weed out, or maybe she also have like options. It could be that, but like, we always give benefit of the doubt to everyone. But since you're like talking for 7 months, I hope things go well for you, and you would know that for sure once you met each other in person. So I hope your first meet happens soon, and I wish you all good luck. And at the end of the day, you both need to like pray if you are the one for each other. So we hope, we hope all the best for you. We pray that everything works fine once you had your first meet.
Don't cut it off yet.
What?
I didn't. That is a good point. What Grace made.
Right.
Do communicate with each other. Ask her why. And I didn't think about that from the Filipino point of view, but that's very, very true. Unfortunately, there are a lot of men from Western countries, from not only from the United States, but from other countries, who come over there and they do what they do, and they mislead Filipino girls. So I did not think about that, and that is a very, very good point, that she wants to be able to prepare herself, that God forbid, I know that she's probably thinking that. She wants to be able to stand on her own 2 feet if it does not go the way she wants it to go. So that is a plus, that she is a thinker, she's a planner. I didn't think about that, so thank you for bringing that up. I didn't think about that. That's very important. So I commend her if that is indeed her thought process from her where she's coming from. But do ask her, communicate with her what's the reason, because that could lead to other things and actually deepen your relationship, because you understand them better, what their mental thoughts and the way they attack problems and difficulties. So that's also a huge one, how they attack problems, that because problems will arise. It will rain, so how are you going to handle the rain? With an umbrella, or are you just going to run for it like a scalded dog? I mean, there's different ways of, of attacking problems. So that's a good point. So I commend her for that. I didn't think about that. That may be her process, but just ask. I do, it's important, that she does prepare herself. And unfortunately, a lot of American guys have that bad reputation of not just coming over there just to get a piece of tail. I hate to say that, but that's true. But I commend her, that she wants to be able to take care of herself if her chosen partner does not prove to be what they prove to be, what they say they're going to be. And unfortunately, that's happened more than it should have. So, and that's where you come from, a place of authenticity. And that's one thing I really love about this relationship that I have with my wife is from the get-go, we were authentic with each other. We do not, and that's huge, do not break the other person's trust by lying and deceiving. Don't do that. That's a deal breaker for me, and I think it's a deal. I know it's a deal breaker for you too.
Yeah.
Place of authenticity. If you betray my trust, well then that's a deal breaker. So I do commend her, for being preparing herself to be able to stand on her own 2 feet, and that will even when things are going right and she's here, she's your wife or whatever, that will help her to be able to participate and carry the load in the marriage. Anyway, I hope this helped.
Yeah, planning is always best.
True.
Take a backup plan.
Right. Don't walk across a stream, a fast-moving stream, going from rock to rock and get in midair and then decide which rock you're going to step on. Pick the rock before you get in the air.
Yeah, but anyways, it's like, we just take, like I said, I just pray and hope that the best will happen for you on your first meet. So, like, keep us updated.
Yes.
And like,
updated.
this has been long, but like we said in like our video before, it's like, we are just like here sharing our stories relating to you. So if like, if you have like questions for us, if like what we said here relate to you, if you are going through that same situation also, we'd like to hear from you also. It's like, because sharing is always caring. Our stories is like, we just want to tell what happened all throughout that period of our LDR, the 4.5 years before we even got married. So because it's like, it's like a he said, she said. My opinion would always be different from his opinion because we came from a different culture, a different background. So yeah, we hope this, like, you learned something from this. It's like, if you had questions for us, we are gladly to, if we could like reply to that. So just please comment, and we'll see you next time. Again, this is Grace and Terry, my B. So thank you everyone, and God bless you all.
Give us a like and a subscribe, please.
Yeah, and we also have like because we mentioned that we are both like Christians, we also have like a Bible channel. So if you're into that, if you're a Christian and you want to enrich your prayer life, maybe you could check our other channel. It's In Whom I Have Believed. So everyone, thank you for spending this time with us, and God bless you all. See you next time.
We'll leave a link. We'll leave a link to the other YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
See
Bye.
ya.
Have a good one.